Hello, and welcome back to Distant Worlds 2. Continuing our war here against the Umlaut Consortium. Let's go ahead and increase the speed. We should have a fair amount of stuff going on right now. Looks like we're mostly just building up our military force along the perimeter here and clearing it all out. Hopefully the fleets here will start making some more meaningful progress towards the things we need them to. But let's go ahead and look at by name. We can kind of see what they're all up to. So most of them are attacking the planets or hovering around the planets. Some of them are clearing out mining stations, old defense fleets retrofitting. Got some repairs going on. Looks like we're running a little light on troops. Not totally light, but a little bit light. Still making some progress here. Okay, these little clusters are doing exactly what I want them to do. Look, they're mostly all attacking mining stations, which is exactly what I wanted them to do. These guys are, I don't know what they're doing exactly right now, but they are, I think, flying around and going after one of the yellow guys. Yeah, they're going up there. They're trying to clear that out. Let's see what exactly happens there. I'm not overly confident. Let's take a look at this planet. We just built a new one, so I definitely want to get these two things up and running. I'm not, some of you might be wondering why I'm investing in a lower end terraforming facility. I don't have the tech maxed out yet, and at this stage of the game, I think I'm just kind of waiting for it to be maxed out before I do anything else with it. So I'm going to keep building these military personnel buildings just to make sure I have enough strength to handle the troops that I'm going to need to take on these yellow guys eventually. For the time being, that's not my concern, but certainly need more people anyway, just to get up into this area and keep making progress over here. We've made some good progress. I don't want to lose it. Yes, let's build that. Let's build gravity well generator. I like those because people can't get away from them. All right, let's go offer them to investigate. Attack fleet can go. All right, let's look at this other new planet. Build the same things. All right, we took over another colony. Go ahead and pause, just make sure we have time to catch up here before things get too bad. They're super happy with us for taking that over, so I'm good. Got another research tech out of the way, so I like that. I don't think we're taking that big of a military hit, so things are going pretty well. Doing another invasion, which is good as long as it's going okay. It looks like it failed. I'm guessing it's the same situation where we just didn't land our troops fast enough. Unfortunately, I hope it doesn't cost me like a bunch of Titans or something in the meantime. That would be super unfortunate. I'm sure we'll get it this time around. That seems pretty aggressive there. Go ahead and, hey, Axiom Major. We already have planets in that system, so that's good. Let's go ahead and tell them to go. We've already gone up by 4 planets since we started the episode 4 minutes ago. So like a minute per planet at this rate, which is awesome. And that's just going to give us more population or more ability to expand population. Not that it just gives it to us. Well, it gives it to us if we take it via conquest, but it's just going to help everything. More people equals more money going into the economy. The better off we are, the better off the victory condition is, which is at its core what we're trying to get here. Okay, let's build up this facility. Still overall pretty happy, but I'm having to, every time I take a planet, I have to garrison a fair amount of troops. I'm not even worried about how much it's costing right now because we're so far ahead economically right now. It doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and assign that. I think we can uncheck all that. A scientist got dismissed. That rarely happens. General got killed. Our invasion got... Well, that's a little unfortunate. We did lose an invasion there. Cost us a general. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's just not great. I'm sure more's gonna reach there. Did this base ever finish? I feel like it probably did. Yeah, we just boarded and captured that. By the way, sorry if I'm still sniffling or whatever. I'm getting better, but I'm still not 100%. Where was that? Was that Ramses Kalu? No, it was this one, not Ramses Kalu Major. That was down here, right at the ice planet. We built a spaceport. Yes, that is up and running. It does have some supplies, I would imagine. Yes, not all the supplies we need. Definitely shortages, but overall has a decent amount of supply. Go ahead and just click off those. I'm not too worried about that. Some missions getting completed, which is great. Yes, let's send invasion fleets. These ones are like, I think they're bugged. I don't know what, or the suggestion went away in the meantime. I'm not really sure why it's doing that. Did Sethar's fleet ever engage those guys? I don't think it did. That would be my guess. Let's take a look. I think the fleet's still parked over here. It is. It has not. I think because this one ship is low on fuel, it's not coming over here to engage yet. I think we're just waiting on that to get refueled, which is fine for now. Troop cloning facility. Yes, let's get that up and running. Lord knows I need as many troops as possible, not just for the current combat, but for future combat as well. We are definitely decimating them. If we look at all the colonies captured, that is a significant amount of captured colonies. Looks like the automation is being pretty smart. They're going to try to pick up some troops and stuff, which is definitely much needed at this stage of the game. I think we're just running really low on available troops for invasions. So I think this war is going to take a little bit of a pause while our fleets fly around and start re-scooping up troops. The good news is the troop attack rate has been steadily increasing over time. So we know the production's been happening. We know that it's growing. 22 fleets feels a little light still, so I might build up another couple fleets. We certainly have the cash for it, so let's go ahead and get another couple attack fleets up and running. I don't think there's any existing fleets, so let's just build 2 more. I'd like to build 1 more invasion fleet, maybe a couple micro fleets, just to get a couple in there. All right, so what attack fleet were we on? 7? Okay, we'll call that attack fleet 8. And then, you know, I have somebody that watches the channel pretty regularly, so I'm gonna, there you go. We got Macker's fleet up and running. We'll put that to work, have that make some progress somewhere. Let's go ahead and look at what else we got. I feel like we had, yeah, okay. Oh, this is one of the micro fleets. I don't want a little fleet. I want a big fleet. Let's put a big fleet on that. Yeah. Here we go. Much better. And actually, I still got that wrong because that was actually an invasion fleet. I think. Yes. Invasion fleet 8. All right. Now MF7, MF8. I think I'd accidentally get it right. Apparently not. All right. Well, it's sorted by name. Why aren't you sorting? Sort by name. There we go. Apparently, I already had an invasion fleet 8. So now that'll be 9 and we'll be good. We are starting to fill up on troops again, so they are getting around and doing that. I just feel like I need more fleets. I feel like I never have enough. And I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, we do have a lot of... I'm sure our enemies have a much bigger fleet than us. I want to say last time we looked, they had 17 million strength that we were aware of. So, I mean, I imagine we got quite a bit more building to do to catch up to them. And they have a better economy, so like they can outrun us for longer. So when we get to that point, we're gonna have to be a little strategic about how we handle this. We should win here pretty handily, hopefully. Where's this at? This is... Oh, this should close that gap, I would think. Let's scrap this biome facility. No point in spending money that we don't have to spend. There we go. Got that conquered. All right, we just got a new tech. That was improved shield strength. And then armored assault was another one we got. That was from the conquest. So one of them we researched, one of them was from the conquest. We're just building so many ships I can't even keep track. All right, we boarded a mining station, which is great. Want to make sure we continue to do that, continue to just make progress. Sending invasion fleets, sending micro fleets, absolutely. As much as we can. I think we can go ahead and just top off some of these fleets that are low on ships from getting destroyed. I don't know why the micro fleets are being sent to spots where they're getting that destroyed. I don't think it should be that bad. But it clearly is. I mean, they're definitely getting just decimated. I just want to build as many of them up as possible. Why did it do that? No missing ship rolls. Okay, well, we'll wait. Basic synthetics research done. Looks like we're doing a bit of recovery here, which works in my favor. Yeah, we can go ahead and assign to attack there. What are you guys doing? Are you guys starting to harass me? Oh, here we go. Apparently we're clearing them out. Oh, that's a lot of fleets. You might have bit off more than you could chew there, my friend. Where did they go? Oh, they're over here engaging with them. That was kind of dumb, I would think. Unless you're gonna clear them out little bit by little bit. We found a new colony. I'm pausing for a second because there's a lot of messages to catch up on. Anytime we find a new colony, I want to build that up just to get more development there. Well, not development, but just to terraform and increase the quality of the planet. Let's see what we got. Our spies are automatically doing the internal stabilization, which is a good little boost to our, well, really everything on our main planet. War weirdness, we don't really have to worry about. We're just absolutely destroying these people, so not a whole lot of war weariness aside from stuff being generated from the troops that are periodically getting destroyed. I am glad we are engaging with them, just so that we're starting to destroy some of their troops and infrastructure. We just need to stay on top of it. I really want to get up here. Did we eventually come up here? We did. I don't know if we actually did any damage, but we eventually came up there. Cleared that out. All right, let's put Sethar's fleet back on attack, just so the AI starts being a little smarter and starts doing stuff again with it. Our military strength went up, so I think that development of the stronger shields made a pretty decent difference in our military strength. Just because it's updating a core system that's on every single ship we own, including the bombers and interceptors. All right, new colony ship. So we're still colonizing. That's still a thing that's happening. 168 now. So we still got some growth going on. Let's take a look at our victory progress. We are making more progress. So we're only 4% behind them now. Let's keep on pushing forward. Let's take a look at our invasion fleets, how we stocking up. Looks like we're getting a decent amount of troops built up now. I'm a little surprised that the yellow guys have not, the Varlanar Corporation have not declared war on the Umat Consortium. I mean, they're over here. I would think they want to take advantage of the fact that they're so beaten down. They could easily swing up here and gobble up these systems and not let me do it, because every time I do it, every system I take, I'm gaining more victory score. I'm making more progress towards the victory, and that does not work in their favor. So I would think even if they don't want it, take it to prevent me from getting it would be the smart decision, in my opinion. Okay, so we've made a little more progress there on tech. I think these are the low-hanging fruit techs. Yeah, they are. So we should be making some pretty rapid progress on those techs, I would think. Let's click through all this. It's fine that that's under attack. We knew that was going to happen. Yeah, I think I'm still in relatively good state here. How's my attack? Oh, attack fleet 2 got pretty beansed. That's the one that was in that system getting attacked, or being dumb and attacking a bunch of... Hey, look, we took over a mining station. I imagine those will automatically retrofit at some point. So you guys are still being dumb. Yeah, you're just like taking on the world here. Which, you know, whatever. I think you're like winning. You're doing a decent amount of damage, which is good. Probably a little overextended. But we have 2 attack fleets over there. Let's go ahead and pause. Getting a little laggy when I'm scrolling out and in. I just wanted to see where we're at here. So we have 1.7 or 1.8 million strength in this system. They have 645,000. So we actually outnumber them in that system. The only problem is I think they have a gravity well generator, so that's going to cause me some grief unless I manage to actually take over that system. I think we're gaining some admirals from all that combat, which is fantastic, but we're also losing some stuff too, right? Like here, we lost several generals there because our invasion failed. I hope we have more coming. Maybe. We have another invasion going on over here. This one looks pretty doomed as well, unless we manage to land more. We did not land more, so we lost some there too. I don't know why we're being a little silly now with the invasions. Let's send all these fleets, I guess. Here we go with another invasion. I feel like what's happening is they're estimating the invasion based off of just the troops that are on the planet. And then once they actually invade, they realize like the whole population wants to fight back. Because I think some of these troops are just coming from, standard militia. So that's just coming from the planet. And I think that's not being calculated in the automated system. And sometimes that number is so overwhelming that it just decimates our troops and we end up losing. So I think, maybe the AI needs to be a little smarter about assessing the population of the planet and factoring that in, because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is happening, but there's too many times, there's too many times where we invade and get immediately wiped out because there's that sudden rush of militia troops. And it just feels like it's not considering that in its decision-making process for like, should I even invade this planet yet? No, there's not enough troops. Let's not do that. In my opinion. Okay, so we got new colony founded on top of all the rest of that. We have no research projects, so we need to pause and make sure we're picking one because we should always be researching something. Although I feel like we have as much tech as we actually need. I could always improve, which is probably a smarter thing to do. They're getting really cheap. I'll save these to be stolen because I assume we're going to be able to steal them. I don't really care about the bombs. I don't usually bomb anything. This is just defense, which I'm not being invaded. So it doesn't make sense for me to spend money on that right now. Reactor size reduction seems like it's always a good thing because it just it gives us more build space for other things. And then energy is also usually pretty good because I don't think we have any ships that have 2 reactors, but it would bump the amount of energy so that we wouldn't need that if we do have any of those. Looks like we already did a improved shield strength. Can we only do one? I thought these were redoable. Maybe we have to do all of them? Well, in any case, let's do the size for sure. Oh, these are kind of nice. Let's improve the reactive rating. So just things to improve increase that max size. Sounds like a good idea to me. Reduce the energy to fuel size. Yeah, this all seems just good for me. Let's get that last habitability so that we can start pumping some terraforming stuff into that. Ultimate troop transport. I feel like we're doing good enough with that already. Perfect commerce can maximize our economy. I think it makes sense to do that. The rest of this we can leave as X we can steal or whatever. Let's head back up here and look at other things we can do. The fighter speed is fine, but targeting is probably better. I could be wrong on that, but that's how I'm feeling right now. Shield recharge is good. Let's go ahead and do reactor size, then reactor energy. We can worry about the rest of that later on. Improved attack. I should probably bump that up the list. We're doing a lot of invading, so that could be very helpful. I actually feel like that might be number 1 on the list. Wait, what did I do? I clicked the wrong button somewhere along the line. All right, that's number 1 on the list. Stream projectile batteries, forge rail batteries. I don't think I'm actually using that on my ships, although maybe I should. I need to evaluate what the enemies are using and decide what like rock paper scissors I want to do with missiles and um, projectile weapons versus lasers. Can't really go wrong with more damage. Rate of fire translates to more damage, right? Because it fires faster. Accuracy also translates to more damage. But anyway, we got enough queued up right now that should last us 15 plus years, so it shouldn't be too bad. Let's see what's going on here. We are almost at 12. We are at 12 million military power, so our power is definitely creeping up. Some of our fleets have no mission, but that I think is because they're just waiting on the invasion to happen. We can go ahead and keep building these facilities, although probably doesn't make sense because we're going to have to build them again anyway, because we're going to get ones that are slightly better. We can build some planetary fighter just to fight back if we end up going to war and getting invaded. Take a look at the colony ships. Looks like we're kind of dying down there on the amount of ships we're building. So let's go ahead and sort by suitability, and let's start spamming a little more of that and get some of these colonies on the ground, especially these higher rated ones. There's really no reason we shouldn't be colonizing pretty much everything we can get our hands on, especially stuff that's in range. I do want to set my colony ships to never flee, because I feel like we're to that stage where our colony ship, even on these like hostile systems, it can hold up enough to where we don't have to worry about them having to flee all the time. So let's go ahead and I'm just gonna say upgrade. Is there anything I need to change here? So we're just gonna say never. I don't want them to retreat at all, right? Never retreat. That's fine. We can go ahead and do that. Just never retreat. Charge in and die if you need to. Although I don't think we will. I think we'll be fine. All right. Some incoming fleets. That's not too surprising. Let's go ahead and look at what we got going on here. Looks like most of our fleets are building back up. I'm going to top up these ships again just to keep that going. Invasion fleets are all being told to go places. We have troops on board. Some of them don't have that many troops, but we do have some troops on board. So hopefully they will head back in that direction relatively soon. Be nicer if the fleets or the planets where we have troops being built weren't so far away from the front line. I almost think in some sense it's smarter to start at the edges and work your way backwards, just because your logistical line isn't being pushed further and further out. Alas, here we are. I don't think it matters that much. Got more building going on. Creeping up on 12.5 million power. Our economy is not scathed. Everything is working just fine. We can go ahead and scrap that. That's built up now. I do feel like, I mean, we're about to embark on another spat of colonization with all these colony ships being built. But at the same time, I know we recently took a lot of colonies over, so I do want to apply some of my filters just to make sure we're not over colonizing with species that we don't want to be on certain planet types. That would be bad. Forest colonies, grasslands. We don't have too many grasslands. Deep ocean should just be Actarian and Wakaris. That makes sense to me. Continental, that should be the majority of it. I think we might have mangrove forest. Oh, that's terrible. I just did the wrong thing. Okay, so now I got to rebuild this. The Hakonish. The Hakonish, the Akuru. And that's the risk you take. The Slukin, those can all stay on that type of planet. Everybody else needs to go. Okay. So we had a little boo-boo there. Clicking on the wrong thing and accidentally assigned a messed up planet template to all planets, which means we had to rebuild the template. All right, so we are seeing, what are we seeing here? We're seeing these are sort of by importance. Look at that capital, 851k. That is an insane amount of cash from a single planet. Seeing a lot of enemy ships flying around. but we are engaging with it, so it should be fine. Let's go ahead and build up wherever we're building new planets. It did not run away, so that's good. How we looking here? We're at 171 planets. What is our nemesis at? 126. And their military power is getting a little bit weaker. I think us being engaged with them is actually doing some damage. Because I'm pretty sure, I'll have to look, but pretty sure this attack fleet is still harassing them. Yeah, we're still like harassing them in their area, which is good. Anything to soften them up a little bit. Although I feel like the AI is really quick on invading and getting those invasions in place. So I still have to be like super careful. Yeah, of course you want to end the war. You're terrible. You're in a terrible position. Why would I end the war? We're winning by a freakishly large amount. All right, we might take this if we get reinforced. Our destroyer has been captured. Uh-oh. No, that's not good. They're taking over a couple of our systems there, or a couple of our ships there. Let's go ahead and send that invasion fleet. New colony ships are coming along, which means we're going to be colonizing stuff at a pretty rapid pace. Okay, we are definitely taking this planet. No concerns there. Let's see, these guys, whoa, they really like us. They're like, oh, thank you for liberating us. They went from 7 to plus 47. We don't even need to put troops on this planet. They love us that much. All right, let's go ahead and unclick all that stuff. It kind of makes sense because I think that was considered one of our systems at this point. Let's go ahead and click on that. We don't need to build any of that garbage. Yes, keep sending these fleets, invasion fleets. All right, so we are pushing deeper into their territory now. I assume our invasion fleets, some are loading troops. That's from the planet they just invaded, so they're just re-scooping them up. Some are still loading troops. Many of them, oh, this guy's all the way back there loading up troops. That's awesome, because that can help resupply our front lines. Because most of these only have like just tiny amount of troops. Improved attack research. I love that. So that increases our troop attack strength by quite a bit. That is going to just be a great thing overall. All right, let's make sure we're clicking on that. Click through this stuff. I don't know. We'll go ahead and build this. Troop cloning facility, yes. Anything that is going to help us make more progress quicker. We look at troops. We have 22 troops. I'm going to stick on this screen for a little bit just to see how that affects us. We are starting to auto invade up here now, so I'm hoping like right here and right here. So I think we're going to be working on mopping this section up and then probably that one. And I imagine we're going to be making some progress over this way. Really, seeing as we have a fleet here, I imagine the AI is going to want to send invasion fleets this way too. So we are, like, our economy is going down in the sense that we're not as positive as we were with cash flow, but we're still 5.8 million in the positive on a monthly cycle, and we're down from 6.3. It's gonna go back up when these planets finally, when their populations finally completely assimilate with us. I think will be very good, and we're just gonna see as that actually happens. Because every planet we take over, don't forget, it's in the negative by like 40 to 100K. So I just think it'll be very good once this once it all eventually catches up. Which, by the way, I have it paused right now. It's still like adjusting. I think I've been running on 2x pretty much the entire game. I'm gonna slow it down for a minute because it is starting to, the memory usage is starting to get a little out of hand, but it's been really good in the new patch about kind of cleaning that up and making sure that you know, we stay on top of that. So here we go. We are invading this colony again. Hopefully it's with a fleet that actually has a decent invasion size. That looks pretty decent for what it is. Yep. So we should win this one. It should be great. I think we have some of our Titans in there too, right? Yes, Octo Titans. So that should be pretty decimating to these guys. Oh, we're doing a double invasion. Very nice. That's a lot of militia troops. It's gonna kill a decent chunk of the population, but it's the price you pay for invading, you know? We might actually lose that. We were ahead by a lot, and now we're falling behind by quite a bit. Oh, never mind. We got reinforced. I think we're gonna be good now. All right, we got advanced phaser capacitors in that last invasion, so got that done. I don't think that bumped our military strength too much. Maybe we weren't that reliant on the phaser tech. Wow, we're still getting pretty beat up here. Hopefully they start losing some troops there, because this is not balanced in our favor. Part of the problem is every time we lose a troop, because our troops are kind of artificially fluffed up by all of these invading generals here, that when we lose a troop, we lose way more score than they do. So it just kind of skews in that direction quicker. I mean, we still have a chance. I just don't think it's great. We'll see how it plays out. I don't remember what planet that was. It was weird. It was a weird spelling. It was this guy. So let's see how this is going. Yeah, we're gonna lose. And we're probably gonna lose all those generals. Oh, that audio is bugging out. There we go. Yep. All right, the memory has restabilized, so things are back in the green, as I say. That's in the positive. This audio is completely bugged now, though. It's very, I don't know how much is coming through on the recording, but it's all like super staticky. Every noise is staticky now. All right, troops have gone up by 200, right? It was 22 something the last time I looked. So that is still definitely going up. Problem is the fleets have to go scoop them up to actually invade. Okay, now we have that sizable invasion fleet is actually heading up to that planet to take it over. So I think we'll be okay the second or maybe even third time around trying to take that planet. But build the gravity well generator. Yes, let's go ahead and tell all these invasion fleets to keep making some progress there. Holy boy, what the heck happened here? All right, so I think we just founded a whole bunch of new colonies at the same exact time. No, we just lost another invasion and a bunch of generals. Unless that's the same one? We must have tried to invade again. That didn't seem too smart on our part to do that. Yeah, those are all dead generals. Well, that's a shame. Hopefully we'll get more. I imagine we will. We got another new colony ship. I imagine there's a fair amount of colony ships getting popped out, new colonies getting founded. Yes, 23 colony ships. I mean, we did flag a lot of colonies to be built, so that doesn't really surprise me too much. We're going to have a lot of building to do. The good news is it should be a lot of places to put new population, because our population is still growing quite rapidly. Okay, I do not want to accept your peace treaty. All right, are we still trying to invade this planet? Like, just wait for the big push of troops. I mean, the only good news is we are killing more of their troops as we do this. So every time gets a little more likely that we're actually going to win. Nope, not this time. Man, we're losing so many generals trying to take this planet. We've probably lost 15, 20 generals trying to take this one ice tundra planet, which is pretty crazy. I mean, it's not even that good of a planet. We have another new colony founded. Let's go ahead and check that out. At 177 colonies, we got one more reduced energy to fuel size kicking over pretty soon. I don't think that's going to increase our fleet power at all. I'm going to have to call it an episode relatively soon because that noise is really getting to me. I don't want too much of that being in the recording either. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, we continuing to make progress. Is this the big one? Is this the big one now? It's still not the big one. Why is our invasion fleet over there? What are you guys doing? Is that our... Yes, that's our invasion fleet with all the troops. Why would you take such a well reinforced planet? Oh my god. You're gonna get completely destroyed. What are you doing? We're doomed. I mean, this system is just causing us so much grief. All right, let's hop back to our colony view. We're gonna sort by population and go down to these lowest population colonies and just make sure we built or are building everything we need to build, because I feel like I missed one. Yeah, here's one I missed. Let's get that one going. Yeah, everybody else has something going here already. Man, what a bonehead AI move to go try to invade that. You had everything you needed and you just cocked it up. Why did you do that? You're attacking a spaceport. Oh, the heck? Why are you down here? Something seems wrong there. No, the majority of you are actually up here. Right, you need... Just come over here and attack this planet. What are you doing? Here, we got another colony founded. We'll go ahead and build this up. I think you're jumping away. These gravity wells are really rough to deal with, though. Look at all my stuff that's stuck here because it can't get out. What a miserable situation over here. Still just fighting these guys. This is terrible. Unless we reinforce that in time, we're gonna lose that battle too. Our invasion fleets are, not all of them, but some of them are getting rather low on troops. Looks like the majority of them are heading back to reload up on more troops. There we go. Lost another 2 generals there. You guys go back on invade, auto invade. You can go ahead and stop your mission. Hopefully you'll go back to doing something less stupid. Nope, you're still attacking spaceports or something. What are you guys doing? I think they're trying to invade the spaceports. I don't know what. No. They're just attacking them. Which, I mean, they might actually destroy them. Alright, looks like they're actually going to destroy that, which is good. Which frees up this planet to be invaded. Yeah, I think this has that troop bug again. That single troop is just stuck perpetually in battle. I'm going to go ahead and slow this down again because the memory usage is getting a little out of whack again. Give it some time to catch up. Let's go ahead and found this new colony. Go ahead and pause it for a second. Get that built up. All right, so we are at 185 colonies, which is what, 14 more than what we were at, I think. Didn't make a ton of progress capturing because we kept getting stuck on this planet. This planetary system was very rough for us for some reason. I don't know why it was like abnormally difficult to get that taken over. But let's go ahead and rebuild some of our invasion fleets. I know we lost some troops. This attack fleet got just completely demolished. Let's top up with... I'm going to pause for a second here and just make sure we're topping up on ships okay. Got another planet here colonized. Zoom in on that real quick. Looks like the audio bug kind of fixed itself, which is good. I'll send these invasion fleets. Hopefully they'll get there and stop being so silly. All right, we definitely have a pretty big dip in our economy, but I think it'll be okay. How's Sethar's fleet? And oh, this guy's down to like nothing. All right, Macker's fleet and Sethar's fleet are keeping up. Looks like some refueling's going on. Maybe we should rebuild some of that. All right, let's I think we're gonna put the cut in here because it's getting a little bit laggy. I just want to make sure that we're getting everything rebuilt the way we got to get it rebuilt. Take a quick gander at our nemesis here. So I feel like their power is going down, which is good. Their economy is definitely better than mine, and I don't think I'm ever going to catch up with that, but we can try to shrink them down. All right, these guys are down to 29 colonies, which means that we've taken over several of them. I think there were 40 or 42 last episode, so we've definitely made some progress. Hopefully we get through this last bit in the next episode. I really just want to make some progress here and finish these guys off. Let's go ahead and, we're rebuilding our fleets now. We're at 12.1. We were at 12.5 million. So I really want to see that. As this tech comes through and we reduce the shield size, that should increase the amount of stuff we can build. If there's any ship designs that are missing, like don't have all the components filled out, that will be very helpful. Improved reactive rating is just a straight buff to our armor. And then increased max size is also really good. So because that just gives us more space to build without having to worry too much about it. Yeah, so this is all going to be super, super good. And we're just going to keep plowing forward. Population is gone up by quite a bit. And now we have more planets to grow on. So let's take a look before we end the episode. I think at the end of every episode, I want to just revisit the victory conditions, see where we are. And they are at 57. So they've lost another percentage. They were at 58. Now they're at 57. And we are up to 56. So the gap between us is negligible. So hopefully with another couple, I don't know if this will translate to a direct 15%. If it does, we win. But if it doesn't, we don't. And we'll have to make a little mark on those other guys, but we'll have to see how it goes. I'm kind of keeping the humans around as pets, just right there. I just think it's funny that we just have this one other, like these two massive species are just taking over the entire galaxy in like a yin yang. And then there's just one other species just hanging out there like, hey guys, we exist too. I just think it's kind of funny. So anyway, we'll put the cut in here for today. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel to see more content in the future. We'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.